Hey, ghouls and gals, it's Matt from the punkrockhorrorpodcast. Obviously, this is me talking. I don't know why I have to make that specific. That's a really weird thing I'm doing, and the fact that I'm still doing it makes it even more weird. So let's just get off that subject. Anyways, the reason that this is on your feed is that we wanted to update you guys. Obviously, that's why it's called Update, entitled Update. So we want to update you guys on everything that we've been doing. Obviously, we said that we're going to take all of December off to spend time with our families and friends, and that is true. We are spending time with our families and friends, and it's been nice to just kind of relax after a few hectic months and just an awesome year in general. But because you listeners have been so cool with us and so patient with us while we're doing everything and while we're taking time off, we still had things to do aside from recording for this podcast. So one of the things that we've been doing is been working hard on merch. So first thing is first. First is first. If you want to reverse that and go back a couple seconds and take a shot for every time I just said first, go for it. Anyways, we actually have an actual release window when we're going to be able to get this merch out to you guys. And the first week of March 2019 is when you're going to be able to buy merch from us. If you're a supporter of us on Patreon, you're going to have access before then to get access to this merch. It's just a $4 tier to get access before anyone else. But other than that, first week of March is when everyone's going to get access to merch. So, that's first good news. The other thing is that we've been spending a lot of time working with our artist, Megan, to work on a logo for our shirts that both you ghouls and gals are going to love, and you're going to love to wear and represent, and it's going to look just badass. I can't tease and I can't show you what it is. I asked our artist, I asked Megan if we could just show the rough sketch, and she's asking that we don't do that. We wait till it's a little more finalized. And out of respect to her, and because we work really closely with her, we're going to respect her wishes and wait till it gets a little more closer down the line. So maybe sometime in February or late January, we can show you guys what we're going to be coming out with. But we'll see. I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying that if we can work something out, maybe we will, and we'll do that. But until then, you might just have to wait till March. But hey, you never know. We get lucky sometimes. And the other thing is that we worked really hard on trying to make sure that we can provide the best price for merch that we can to you, ghouls and gals. So, and that was kind of a big deal for all of us because it's not only do we have to make some sort of revenue off it, but we also don't want to make too much overpriced merchandise. And the reason I'm talking about this is because there was a lot that went into this. We didn't just slap down a price and say they'll buy it. It's whatever. They're gonna buy this. We took a long time, and we worked with a small business advisor to go over pricing and merch. And she's a close friend of ours. Her name is Kat, and she's been fantastic, helping us out. And so we're going to try this out, and we're going to hope that we come out with the best product we can. And I guess I shouldn't say we're going to hope. We are going to come out with the best product we can. We're going to give you guys the best price we can. It's just exciting. And without tripping over my words too much and getting too overexcited, I think that's just kind of where I'm going to leave merch right now. So early first week of March 2019 is when everyone's going to have access to merch. If you want to get access to it before anyone else, please go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/punkrockhorrorpodcast. It's down in the details below. There's a link to it, and you can become a supporter of our show. And for just $4 a month, you can get access to merch before anyone else. Which, speaking of the Patreon, that's another thing we changed. So on our Patreon, for our $6 tier, we were originally offering a 10% discount. Instead, we decided to move that up to 15%. So it's going to be a 15% discount on all merch, no matter what. You're going to get 15% off all merch. So again, this is over on our Patreon. You can click the link below in our details and go over there and check it out what we got going on. And we'd love to just have you as a supporter. You're going to be helping the show grow, and you're going to be helping us continue the show. And it's just going to be awesome. Sorry, I'm bad with words. You've been listening to this podcast long enough that if Figgy's probably something I should probably get tattooed on my forehead at this point. You know who I'm talking about, long time listeners. But boom. Anyways, it's hard to do clips without Cody here. So, the other thing that we do want to talk about as well is that Anna is going to have her own show as well coming out in January. So I've already talked to her about what she's going to do. I debated kind of like spoiling it for everyone, but because this is Anna's thing, I want to give her the reins. The only way you can get access to Anna's show, though, and it's called Anna's Half Hour Power, is on our Patreon. So if you want to check her out and want to check out her episode, you're going to have to pay $8 a month in order to check it out. It's an $8 tier reward, and you're going to get 15% discount on all merch, access to merch before anyone else. You're going to be able to listen to episodes before anyone else, and you'll also get a shout out on the podcast. That's what you get for an $8 tier for Anna's show. So, and on top of that, we are working on a few other things that we got to kind of keep quiet for now, and it's hard because it's like, you know, we want to tell you guys all the things that we're doing, and we want to share this with all of you ghouls and gals because you're amazing, and we just want to share it with you, but we got to keep it under wraps. And I think that's kind of where I'm going to try to end this off of is I want to give a huge thank you. And I just don't mean I as in me, I mean like I as in me, Cody, and Anna. We want to thank all of you listeners again for being so patient with us as we took this whole month off. You know, it was a real hard decision for us to make, but it was one that we felt we needed to make at the time, just because we've had back-to-back months where we were kind of starting to run ourselves a little ragged, and we didn't want to accidentally burn ourselves out. So that's why we're taking this whole month off. And just thank you to, you know, all you listeners for being so patient and understanding with us. It means the world to us. And the fact that you keep sharing our podcast with your families and friends, it means a lot to us. You know, and it's just, it humbles us. It really does. And we thank you again. This is kind of the longest update I've ever done. So, maybe I should do a solo show. Just kidding. I'm not going to go do a solo show. That literally isn't like a tease for anything. Like that was just a really offhand joke. And if you didn't laugh at it, then I guess it's not a joke. It's just there. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you, listeners. I guess the only thing I do need to touch on though is we are still accepting submissions for burns through iTunes reviews. So if you want to go to our iTunes page, Punk Rock Horror Podcast, you know, on iTunes, and you want to leave us a 5-star rating, include a burn in there. We'll read it on the podcast when we come back. We got some great episodes lined up. We're going to be having another podcast come on with us in January. It's going to be great. And also, the other thing I want to promote, and I know I keep just like adding things, I'm splitting this, and this, I swear to God, this will be the last thing. So go to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, put a burn in that rating when you write a review for us, and we'll read it live on the podcast. But the thing I want to add in is that me and Cody are actually going to be appearing on an upcoming episode of Conspiracy Theater Podcast. We had a lot of fun doing it. It was a blast. We were bummed. That's the dog sneezing. You know, keep your eyes peeled for Conspiracy Theater's podcast and our guest appearance on it. If you're not subscribed to them yet, there's a link below to go subscribe to them. Yeah, everything I've talked about, there's links to. That, you know, everything's available. There's links to check it out. Yeah. And just thank you again. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it. And, yeah, I think I'm going to end it on that. Aaron, do you want to say something to the listeners? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You got to say hi. Say hi, ghouls and gals, really loud.
Hi.
Say hi, ghouls and gals.
I can't.
Okay. That's okay. We're going to say goodbye to you, everyone. All right. Bye, ghouls and gals. We'll see you in January, and thank you again. All right. Podcast over. Bye.